Last time on Dragon Ball Super, Goku beats Zamasu in a beam battle because contrived bullshit. Then Goku and Vegeta fuse into Vegito, and that's pretty fucking cool for like the 5 minutes it lasts, and then they defuse because retcon. Then Trunks pulls a Genki Dama sword out of his ass and kills Zamasu. Episode ends. Synopsis over. Okay, if you can't tell by my overly excited tone, I'm not the biggest fan of this episode. I didn't think it was a good episode. I'm sure a lot of people disagree. I'm sure some people really love this episode. You are perfectly entitled to enjoy this. There's a lot of cool shit in this episode. I mean, like, if I were 12 years old, I would think this is the greatest fucking thing ever. I would think this is the coolest fucking shit. I'd be like, Dragon Ball Super is like the best fucking show because I'm 12 years old and I don't have critical thinking skills. And that's fine. Whatever. You know, I mean, like, if weird ass pulls and things just kind of not, you know, narratively fitting together doesn't bother you, and you're just kind of in it for the action, yeah, okay, fine. This is your jam. For me, though, this is not my jam. And this episode honestly does a lot to hurt the arc overall. I mean, there have been other episodes that have done some damage to this arc, but because this was like the big finale, I feel like it is even more detrimental than some of the other episodes that I've complained about. First off, as I mentioned, there's the Goku-Zamasu beam battle, and they're struggling and stuff, and then it's just... And Goku wins! Goku wins the fucking beam battle! He shoots his Kamehameha! He just yells full power! His fucking Kamehameha gets like twice its normal size, and he shoots through Zamasu's fucking energy ball, and just blasts the shit out of Zamasu, fucking his face up, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, Vegeta and Trunks, like, combined effort. Like, all that did was, like, push it back in his face and, like, blow up at him, which did absolutely nothing. Goku, by himself, just, like, launches his Kamehameha, just screams full power, and it's strong enough to just pierce straight through Zamasu's attack, hit Zamasu, which, by the way, like, you could clearly see, like, he was fighting back, straining to hold Goku back. It wasn't like the last episode where he's just kind of smugly like, ha ha ha, oh shit, and got hit. No, this is, like, you see him straining to push Goku back, and then it blasts through his fucking attack, and it fucks him up physically. Like Goku did so much damage to him that he made him all Harvey Dented, and it was like, are you fucking serious? And then Goku just starts going on the physical offensive, kicking the shit out of Zamasu, and it's just like, what? Like, okay, shouldn't he be, like, too strong for you to even hurt? Like, if you punch him, shouldn't it just be, like, that classic Dragon Ball thing, if, like, you punch the guy in the face, and he just stands there looking at you like you're a fucking idiot? Like, this is just ridiculous levels of bullshit now. And then, like, you know, like, Zamasu kind of gets, like, the upper hand, like, grabs Goku's leg and kind of crushes his ankle. That was kind of cool. And then Goku goes, Kaioken, and kicks him in the fucking head. Which, honestly, I like the fact that he brought out the Kaioken again. But my big issue is just, like, you know, why didn't he use that during the beam battle? Like, if he had used that during the beam battle, they could have had, like, this cool little callback. I mean, this is, like, the fucking fan service arc. Do a fucking callback to the side arc where he just goes, Kaioken times 4! And just, and then, like, you know, have that be the thing that throws Zamasu off and makes him go, whoa, what the shit? And then he just gets blasted, and that fucks his face up. That I could have been cool with. And have him, like, actually be using the Kaioken when he's, like, physically attacking Zamasu. And then whenever he kicks him, have him yell Kaioken times 10 for a second to kick him in the fucking head. You know, they could have done that. They could have given a reason for Goku to just suddenly be more powerful for no goddamn reason. But they didn't. They just had him just power straight through Zamasu for no fucking reasons. And then, you know, they break out the Kaioken for 2 seconds for, like, one cool fucking kick. And that was, like, the one moment where I was like, okay, that was legitimately cool, and I don't want to call bullshit on that, even though it is still kind of bullshit. After that, though, Goku gets fucking dropped, and they're all hiding, and they're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do against Zamasu? And then Goku's like, we can fuse. He's a fusion, we should fuse. And of course, Vegeta, with his amazing character development, goes, no, I don't want to. Yeah, because, you know, Vegeta still going to be fucking Vegeta. He can't grow as a character. He can't be the one to actually recommend the fusion or be completely okay with fusion. No, he's got to be the exact same fucking Vegeta that he was in the goddamn Majin Buu arc where, I don't want to fucking fuse. I'm never going to fuse with you again. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's only an hour. Okay, fine. I guess I'll fuse with you. Blah, blah, blah. Which honestly even feels more reductive for his character considering, he was willing to fuse with Goku whenever he thought it was fucking permanent. Yes, he found out at the very last second, but I mean, he still put the damn earring on. And then in this episode, Goku brings up, hey, me and him fused before, and we were told it was permanent, and then we defused. What the fuck's up with that? And then fucking Gowasu just goes, oh, well, here's a retcon to explain that. You see, if you're not a Kaioshin, the fusion isn't permanent. It's like, okay, I guess that's how that works now. I mean, I never really had a problem with the old explanation. I mean, they didn't really give an explanation. Like, Goku goes, oh, I think it's maybe the bad air started Majin Buu, but I had no problem with the idea of, yeah, okay, magical Kai fusion, you're inside Majin Buu, this weird magical being, and somehow that just fucking destabilizes the fusion, and you separate. I didn't really have a problem with that. I didn't even need an explanation for it. It's like, okay, they're inside Majin Buu for some reason, that just defuses them. I could have just lived with that. That would have been fine. But now they're pulling out this kind of it's like if you're not a Kaioshin, the fusion isn't permanent. Okay, fine. It kind of lessens, the sacrifice of the Potara earring, because the whole idea of the Potara was that it was a permanent fusion, and it couldn't be undone. It wouldn't be undone. So you're gonna make this decision, and you're gonna make the decision forever. And now that just kind of removes the sacrifice from it. You're no longer giving up your individuality permanently. It's just like, oh, well, it's just like any other fusion technique now. It's just a temporary fix. And that's just one of the issues I have. I don't have a problem with the retconning it just so much so that it's a retcon to make the Potara more convenient. So now it's just this thing that they could just use whenever the hell they wanted, if need be. And now there's just no ramifications at all. Though they've already fucking removed the ramifications because Kaioshin used the Dragon Balls to defuse, because now we know the Dragon Balls can defuse, Potara fusions. And that really felt like a setup. Ever since Kaioshin got defused that way, it's like, oh, well, clearly this is a setup for Vegito, so the next time that they need to fuse, they're going to use the Dragon Balls. Well, no, now that's not the case. Now it just has this 1 hour mark thing to it, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just fused for an hour. And now that it feels like, the whole Kaioshin setup thing, it's like, well, why have Kaioshin defuse at all? What narrative purpose did that set up? Nothing at all, because that felt like it was a setup for something, that was supposed to be a plot point that was going to come in later. Oh yeah, well, we're going to bring Vegito back for this future arc, so whenever we do, we have an out for the fusion, but now they just created a whole new out. So now they never had to have Kaioshin defuse at all. Narratively, having Kaioshin defuse serves no fucking purpose now, and it feels like a setup for something that isn't fucking relevant or just isn't fucking needed anymore. And just, I hate it. It just felt like this weird little red herring, but, it didn't serve any fucking narrative purpose whatsoever. And that's really my biggest issue with this, is the fact that you fucking defuse Kaioshin, you give a fucking reason for him to get defused, so to set this up for later, and it sets up nothing. It's just there. It's just, oh yeah, everyone's defusing, who gives a shit, why the fuck doesn't the Elder Kaioshin defuse then? I'm sure he doesn't like being some weird hermaphroditic witch thing. Fucking, have him defuse. I'm sure he doesn't like being an old decrepit piece of shit. I'm sure he wants to be young and handsome again. But whatever. What the fuck ever. Either way, they set up this fucking retcon where, now this is how the Potara earrings work. Fine, whatever. But then they don't even stick to that. Because they're fused for 10 fucking minutes, and then, boom, poof, fucking defuse. And then Goasu's just like, oh, well, they defused because they used up, too much power. They didn't have enough power to maintain the fusion. It's like, oh, so now we're just adding more rules on top of this. Okay. Why the fuck was even the point of saying that the fucking fusion lasted an hour if you're just going to retcon your retcon 5 minutes later? Are you fucking serious? At that point, they might as well just done the fucking fusion dance. You didn't even need the fucking Potara earrings there. Also, by the way, I think it's kind of weird that Kaioshin still has his fucking Potara earrings because, Vegeta fucking broke those, in the Majin Buu arc. So, the fact that either him or Elder Kaioshin even had their earrings, kind of bullshit. But, whatever. I guess, they can just make new ones or something, or maybe they filed an order for replacement earrings because some asshole broke theirs. So yeah, they defuse, that's some bullshit. But before they defuse, though, they do have a stellar fucking fight. Like, Vegito just tears the shit out of Zamasu. It's a great fucking fight. And, there's a bit of a back and forth struggle between them, which then makes me wonder, it's like, wait, if Vegito is kind of sort of on par with Zamasu at this point, how the fuck did Zamasu get wrecked so bad by Goku in the first place? How was Goku even able to hurt this guy if Vegito was kind of going head to head with him at all? Like, Vegeta goes and, charges up, the final Kamehameha and fires it at him and just big fucking explosion. And then Zamasu just steps out of it, flies out of it, completely unharmed. It's like, really? Goku's, regular Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, fucking Kamehameha with no Kaioken or anything did more damage than Vegito's, final Kamehameha did. Are you fucking serious? Once again, I wouldn't really have an issue with him stepping out of that, attack completely unharmed, had Goku's regular fucking Kamehameha not just completely wrecked him. So, once again, that fucking beam battle was stupid fucking horse shit. It was dumb as shit. They fucked it up. God damn it. So anyhow, like I said, the Vegito fight, that shit's cool. That was fucking awesome. And then all of a sudden, Vegeta and Goku, they're knocked down, they're separated, they're in their base forms. Like, Zamasu's about to finish them off, and Trunks just, steps in like a badass and fucking blocks the attack. And I'm like, really? Really? The guy that Vegito was going toe-to-toe with, Trunks is now just going toe-to-toe with. Just any kind of consistency would be nice, Dragon Ball Super, at all. And the fact that, Trunks pulls, kind of, solidifies his ki into his blade, that I thought was cool. That I thought was really fucking awesome. It was, it's kind of some knockoff of some shit that Kuwabara does in Yu Yu Hakusho, but whatever. It was fucking awesome to see it here. And I don't feel like that's, a big ass pull, because, he's seen Black basically do the exact same thing. He's seen Zamasu do basically the exact same thing. So, there's some precedence for this in the series. So, Trunks going and doing basically the exact same thing isn't really bullshit in my book. What is bullshit, though, is that through, somehow, he just starts amassing and gaining all of the power of all the people around the world, all, 25 of them, to, create, a Gekidama in the sky, which then Goku and Vegeta, I guess, put their power into Trunks, and then Trunks jumps up, absorbs all that power from the Gekidama that he created, puts it into his sword, and then slices Zamasu in two, and then the episode just ends there, and then, god damn it. Okay, the idea of Trunks, somehow gaining, taking, the power of people, and, putting it into this big-ass energy sword that just splits the villain in two, that is a cool fucking idea. That is fucking awesome. There was zero setup for this whatsoever at no point, because this feels like this big emotional payoff, oh man, we've had the setup and now here's the big payoff, and now Trunks is gonna have his big hero moment and be the savior of his people and beat the fucking bad guy. But there was no setup. Trunks just keeps getting more powerful for no fucking reason. He has this random ass fucking transformation he's pulled out of fucking nowhere. Now all of a sudden he kind of sort of creates a Genkidama and then puts that fucking power and manifests it into a sword. Which, honestly, the manifesting it into his big energy sword, that I don't have a problem with. The mere fact that, though, he just kind of, through bullshit contrivance, somehow creates a goddamn Gekidama. Through sheer force of will, I guess. Even though, really, he's never seen a Genkidama. He really shouldn't know what the fucking Genkidama is. And he just fucking does it, though. Whatever. Hey. And keep in mind, though, this is a Genkidama formed from 40 people on the entire planet that are left, and then Goku and Vegeta take their base form power and shove that in the Trunks, because Trunks' body can retain all that power, I guess, which is also kind of crazy. And yeah, it's just, and to think that this fucking sword that has this weak ass Gekidama in it is powerful enough to split the main villain in two. A villain who, remind you, earlier in this episode tanked like Vegito's finishing move. Like, it just shrugged it off. A guy who is going toe-to-toe with Vegito, the fusion form of the two strongest characters, like, two strongest hero characters in this series. This whole thing just feels like so much lazy, contrived, goddamn bullshit. And yes, this is detrimental to my enjoyment of this arc, to this series and everything else. Yeah, like this episode hurts the narrative a lot because it just does things. Like, how the hell am I supposed to... How could anyone have any kind of investment in this narrative when the characters just kind of do whatever they want? Like, oh no, like this character pulled out this crazy transformation. Oh wait, but then this character has this transformation. Oh, this character has this amazing ability. And they're just pulling these abilities out of fucking nowhere. Like this reminds me of fucking Dragon Ball Z movie 13. Great fucking movie, but then it's ruined by Goku going, fucking Ryokan, and then it's like, where the hell did that come from? He just shat a fucking golden dragon. And that's basically what this arc feels like. It's every couple of episodes, someone shits a golden dragon and takes what really could have been a great fucking storyline. Because there's so much to really like in this arc. Like, the concepts at play here are really fucking great. Like, the idea of, like, an angry god, destroying Trunks' future, and, like, he takes Goku's body, and there's, like, the whole time travel bullshit, and there's two of them, and Goku and Vegeta have to go to the future to try and save it, and, like there's so much to fucking like in that arc, like, in that concept. But every time, like, where it really matters for the narrative to really pay off on certain things, like the things that they're setting up, it completely drops the ball. Every time there's some sort of reveal, it just comes completely out of left field. The fucking Zamasu reveal made no fucking sense. The whole time travel thing was a bunch of bullshit. It just makes no goddamn sense, and I'm going to fucking stand by that forever. I don't care what anyone fucking says. The manga will probably fix it. That they do. That's cool. This is the anime, not the manga. Stop trying to conflate the two. Stop trying to fill in the mistakes of the anime with the fucking manga. It's two separate fucking materials. Stop it. And if the time travel thing were like the only issue in this arc, fine. I could get over that. But then, there's so much other shit. There's like all these fucking transformations that are coming out of nowhere. Like the fucking Super Saiyan Rose, still has zero fucking explanation. Trunks' weird half-god form, or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, has no explanation. Trunks having this fucking Genki sword has no explanation. And that's the thing, it's a series of events with no fucking explanation. They pull out these big fucking things that feel like they should mean a lot, but because they aren't going to take the time to just tell you anything, it's just like, look how cool this is. Well, yeah, that's cool, but what the hell does it do? And, like, why does it work that way? Don't worry about the detail, but look how fucking cool it is. Well, I mean, that's great and all, but I mean, like, I'm not 12 years old. I kind of need something, some kind of explanation so I understand the narrative weight of the situation, so that way I know what I should be invested in. Oh, you're not going to tell me? You're just going to keep doing things? All right, well, whatever. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. And I know there's still one more episode left. Like this last episode, like, wait, there's still one more. 'Cause that's why I keep hearing, like, wait, well, it's not over yet. It's not over. It can still salvage it. It can still save it. No, like, I don't care, like, how good the next episode is. It's not going to, like, salvage this. Like, I mean, they might be able to fix a couple of things, but just the arc as a whole, to me, is just really damaged because it's a bunch of phenomenal fucking ideas. But just when it came to sticking the landings at all the key points, it just tripped, fumbled, and busted its face on the concrete. Alright, now before I just, end this shit, like, let me say, like, this episode isn't a complete, utter failure. There are some great things. Like I said, I liked the whole idea of Goku bringing back the Kaioken. That was cool. Zamasu, being like, half immortal, like his mortal body and his immortal body, it's kind of, it created like, this kind of fucked up form, and he's not healing properly, and, oh man, that's his weakness, this is where we can get him. Like, I liked that stuff. That shit was really good. And on a conceptual level, I even liked the idea of Trunks creating a big fucking energy sword and splitting the fucking villain in two. Like, conceptually, that's cool, but you need setup for that, and there wasn't that setup. And yes, the Vegito fight was fucking balls to the wall, goddamn awesome from beginning to end. Even if Zamasu did tank Vegeta's finishing move, whatever. But yeah, it's just... Like I said, there's cool shit here. There's a lot of cool shit. Like, if you're just going into this series just wanting to see cool shit, this episode is your bread and butter. This is the thing that's going to just, make you go, yeah, Dragon Ball Super's the fucking shit. But I can't, because, like, cool shit without any kind of explanation is just, it's style, no substance. And I need some substance. No, I don't expect Dragon Ball to be, some sort of narrative masterpiece, but I do expect it to try to make sense within the context of its own universe. And before anyone goes, oh, well, these characters fly around and shoot lasers, that doesn't make any fucking sense. No, it makes sense in the context of their universe. They've set up a universe and a set of fucking rules where characters like that make sense in that universe. And, you can tell great stories with these characters. They've done it before. But now it's just, oh, man, I just can't feel anything but goddamn disappointment right now. And honestly, I'm giving serious consideration to just fucking dropping this series. Like, the only reason I've stayed this long is because it is Dragon Ball. Like, I have been invested in this series for 20 fucking years. So yeah, when they make a new installment, kind of like, when Star Wars fans, had to go watch the prequels, they went and saw every shitty fucking prequel installment. In that same regard, I'm going, like, this is my fucking prequel trilogy. I'm going and checking out every new fucking episode of Dragon Ball Super because I have this weird fucking investment in this franchise that I just can't fucking let go of. But honestly, I'm really, really considering just dropping this fucking show because, like, all it's doing is disappointing me. I'd rather, like, instead of just, watching it every single week and seeing where it goes, like, honestly, like, fuck it. Like, the next arc, I might just wait for it to complete, binge watch it, because I have to fucking see what they're doing with Dragon Ball, because it's new Dragon Ball. I'm gonna have to fucking watch it because I'm gonna be curious, and then I can just have a fully formed opinion on the arc as a whole and not have this rising and falling expectation shit that I've been dealing with for the last year and a goddamn half. Like this episode broke me, guys. This really did. Like I said, this arc is pretty fucking ruined. Like I said, if this arc didn't salvage the series, I was gonna probably drop it, and honestly, there's a good possibility I'm gonna fucking drop this series. I am, I can't stay invested in a series that gives me nothing to fucking invest in. I mean, if you're invested, fine. More power to you. I'm glad somebody can enjoy this. That somebody is not me. Like, this is not my Dragon Ball. This is not the standards and quality that I have come to expect from this franchise. This has been like a sequence of fucking Majin Buu arcs. Like, you do cool shit every so often, just sprinkled here and there, that makes it go, oh, that was awesome, but then you just fill it with bullshit, and it makes it fucking terrible to watch. It's a fucking terrible experience to sit through. I mean, yes, like, certain episodes are fucking amazing, but then you have episodes like this, which, like, there's cool shit going on, but none of it fucking makes sense, or half of it doesn't fucking make sense. Or you have, like, last week's episode, which was a fucking masterpiece, but then you have the episode before that, which is a goddamn clusterfuck and a piece of shit. Like, there's just so... Oh my god. And honestly, now I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling and bitching and tirade. Not even really about this episode anymore. I stopped talking about this episode technically like a few minutes ago. Now I'm just kind of bitching about this whole series as a whole now, because it's just, this episode really just highlights that this series is never going to fucking amount to anything great in my mind. Because no matter what, like, every time they're going to set up something phenomenal, they're going to do something to fuck it up. Like, this was it. This was a prime opportunity to create a great goddamn arc, to create a great goddamn story. I honestly thought at one point this was going to be one of my favorite arcs of the entire franchise. No bullshit. There was a point, like, pretty early on where I was just like, when I saw what they were doing, what they were setting up, I was just like, oh man, like, if they deliver on this, this will be, like, easily in my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball arcs of all time. But they didn't. They had a sloppy fucking narrative. It didn't fucking deliver on, like, all the kind of, good faith that they were building up with the concepts that they were setting up. And just what they delivered was crap. It really was. I mean, yes, like, it's crap with, like, a couple of fucking diamonds in there. But, I still don't want to have to dig through shit to get through a couple of diamonds. That's the fucking long and short of that. And, whatever. I don't know. Here's hoping the next episode will be better. Yay. Till next time, Zeon out.